They have to complete by a certain date.
If you're late, you have to pay back,
Exactly, exactly. If you don't complete it by this date, we have the right to hire somebody else.
and you have to pay.
Exactly, exactly. And usually they ask 50-50 or everything up front. Don't ever agree to it either, because it's easy to sue condo, and it's actually more difficult to sue the contractor for you guys, because the contractor can disappear.
Exactly.
You don't.
Bankruptcy in the-
You don't.
bankruptcy in the-
Exactly.
We
They,
never
they,
know.
they can put lien against you. They can sue you.
And
So when I
tomorrow-
see 50-50, 50 up front, I said never.
Never.
We usually do. I change it always. 10% after they pull permit. Another 20% after I see progress. 20, things like that.
Do
Because
you have a lot of malpractice cases?
I'm sorry.
Do you have a lot of malpractice cases?
Against me? No.
No, I mean,
Not yet. Against me, no. Oh, against contractors?
cases that you do, the
Cases
litigation.
indeed.
I'm sorry, litigation.
Oh, litigation.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
malpractice.
yes,
litigation.
yes, yes. I mean, I have decent amount. A big portion of what I do is transactional stuff, and the condominium.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Especially now, the condominiums, because the value of these condos are pretty high. So a lot of people, they have equity in there,
Like,
and so normally when you send a demand letter and a lien, that alone, you already charge them like $600-800, and they may call you and say, listen, if you don't pay by now, next week we're gonna file a lawsuit. That's $2,000 in addition to, and they usually pay. So normally you don't see a lot of litigation in condo for collection, but because of the equity, back in mortgage crisis, there was no equity, and everyone was like just gave up on their condos. I'm sure you felt it. I know Royal Bahamian felt 40 vacant units, no one paid anything. But so I've decent amount of cases, but I mean nothing I couldn't manage. These cases themselves, they're pretty much straightforward.
I have another question.
Yes.
For example, we did, I'm sorry about my language.
No, your English is perfect. Yes.
Okay.
can you speak Spanish?
No.
We have like a contract company,
Yeah.
and that was national. This person hired someone to put the I don't know how you call those rails, the
Balcony
scaffold.
rails. The scaffolding.
Like a subcontractor, he hired subcontractor.
He subcontract this person.
Yes.
National didn't pay them,
Oh,
and then they lien us.
right.
Why?
Okay. First of all, in order for them to lien you, they would have to do something called notice of commencement. Did they do notice of commencement? The notice of commencement have to be signed by the
Who did
owner.
notice? Oh,
Yes.
But-
So the way this works, I don't know what this is. I'm gonna dry it off. So you guys hired this big company, right? I'm gonna call them big.
okay.
All right. So you have a contract. You are Buckley. I'm gonna do Buck. Okay. So you have a contract with them, right? You pay them
Yeah.
certain money. They're supposed to do something. They hired a smaller company to do something. You guys didn't know about the small company.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right. Now they did the work, and big didn't pay them.
That's right.
And then the small company put lien against you guys.
Right.
They can only put a lien if they do something on notice of commencement. And the reason why they have to do notice of commencement is because they have to tell you, hey, guess what? We're working here, and if they don't pay us, you pay us. And notice of commencement have to be signed by you guys. If you didn't sign this, they cannot put lien against you. Okay?
They cannot.
They can. Not the subcontractor.
All the owners must to sign or?
No.
The president would
The
sign.
president.
The president would sign. Usually they go for president or vice president or somebody, because the reason behind it is that they need to let you know we're here, we're working, and you sign this just in case we don't get paid, we come after you.
What
So-
about if we don't sign the letter of commencement? They
No,
don't
They
start
cannot
working.
put lien against you. They cannot put.
No, but they start working for us.
No.
No, they never. They work
They
for
never
big.
work
Yeah,
for
they
big.
always
That's right.
work for
But for
big.
example, we're supposed to sign that letter. Is that right?
The notice of commencement. Yes.
What about if we didn't sign that letter?
So you don't.
They
you're
don't-
not responsible.
They cannot sue you.
That's
They
right.
cannot sue you, but they can work.
I know, but
They can work. They can
That's
work.
my
They can
question.
I
work.
understand your
Now,
question.
what
yeah.
happened? I heard that this one, the big one,
Yeah.
he buy the supplier.
Mhm.
Okay, let's say the concrete,
Yeah.
metal, and doesn't pay them.
The
and they
providers.
come to Buckley Tower.
Yeah.
Because they make delivery to Buckley Tower.
Okay, and then, but there's no document, there's no contractual obligation from Buckley to the concrete company,
No.
right? So it's the same thing. And by the way, when they file a lawsuit, you always bring in the big company. You know, if they sue you, say, okay, we don't know about you, big company, come here. And you bring them into the lawsuit. You know?
Well,
Are you-
everybody
can
sue
you-
us.
Huh?
Everybody sue us. What I understand before we do the record, what I understood 3 days before, the last president signed a contract like we dismiss everything and we receive $400,000 and that's it. And we pay El Modati.
No,
I have
no,
another
it
thing.
was-
I'm
was-
sorry that I asked
That's
so
okay.
many questions.
That's okay. That's why I'm here.
If the person that signed that letter,
This one?
yes,
Yeah.
she was paid to be I don't know what is the proper word,
Legal liaison.
the one in charge of the,
Legal liaison.
No, she
That
was
wasn't
no
the-
Property,
project
project manager.
Project
manager.
manager.
Okay, the basically.
she is a
Okay, I'm sorry now.
That's okay.
I'm just will be clear explain.
Yeah.
She was a president. The same time, she given herself position project manager, and she gave it to herself basically approved salary. I don't know if it was approved by board or by just by her. Who doesn't know that? This is like
Really?
still for
No,
her
Don't have the
surprise.
minutes.
So right now we have a problem because we are think the lawyer and president they was not have any requirements which is they can make that decisions
Mhm.
by themselves
Mhm.
and they work like a team. So they was working and assigned some contract which is hurting Buckley Towers like association,
Mhm.
okay, as in like a general. So whatever the contract they make it there, the prices was not the same which is marketplace
It's
price.
30 or
Yeah.
60, double.
Mhm. I see.
Three.
No,
Next
but what I'm
time.
saying is, I'm sorry, going back to that.
Yeah.
It's just the project project manager,
Yes.
and she signed it. Isn't she
Completely,
liable for that?
Yeah, you
bill?
know, number one, you can make her liable, and you can also question whether or not she was in the position to sign the notice of commencement. Who's the project
Well,
manager?
if she's the project manager,
The president.
it is. Wasn't she?
Yeah,
responsible for
yeah. Yeah, she's responsible, but if she was authorized by the condo to sign this, then she also put the condo on the hook.
Then we have to
But
look
they
for.
have to have 75.
Then we have to look for
hold
the
on, hold on.
minutes.
They have
Wait
to
a
have
minute.
75% of owner unit.
Right, right. And so if she signed it in violation of your declaration, then it would backfire on her, you know. And then maybe you can also bring in your
That's
insurance
for you.
maybe you can also bring in your insurance company for bad act by a member of the board, you know.
Well,
and maybe
let's
they-
try not to get him into details
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he
Because
would need to
this
look
is-
into all the whole
yeah,
contract.
exactly.
So
This is just
if-
the
if
interview,
he's
which is-
looking
No,
at-
I just have one question
Yeah.
and then it got into the
For
other one. I'm so
example,
sorry.
if we wanna investigate this case
Yeah.
in particular,
Yeah.
we can manage it with the, for example, we chose you,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah.
We can include this, or we,
Yeah.
we,
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
you said what I am here for. You're stretching your head a lot,
Listen,
so
there-
I figure out
there-
why
there-
couldn't
there are-
say goodbye.
there's
a-
Say
there's a-
goodbye, bye guys.
What's the cost? man?
There's the simple I call it the simple stuff is the collection. Demand letter, lien, foreclosure. The question is, are they gonna fight it? It's not easy to fight condo foreclosure.
no,
Exactly.
I want,
It's-
but yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's easier to fight mortgage foreclosure.
Yeah.
But condo foreclosure, listen, we have a ledger. You have a ledger from First Service, right? Paid, not paid, not simple. You know, and this is our lien, this is how much you owe us. We add attorney's fees and cost, and so it's pretty straightforward. The more difficult parts are like this, the complex litigation, where mainly with the contractors, you know. So that's why when you contract, even if it's a small job or especially the big ones, we have to be vigilant from the very beginning, because everybody has good things in mind at the beginning, especially Miami contractors. I mean, you know who they are.
All the thief.
You know
And
exactly.
the crooked.
They promise you everything and give us 50% now.
What, is that right?
50% now, and next thing you know, you don't see them for 3 months.
Yeah.
Where's my money? Money was cash. And then what I also do is, or you can do it, when contractor comes in, I check them on Sundays. I'm gonna make sure they were in business a long time. If it's somebody that just started, chances are they started this company just to enter in contract with you guys. So when they fold, you got nothing. So that's another thing, you know. You want to ask for insurance and all those things. But primarily, do not ever accept 50% up front and none of that. If they say no, I say okay. There's plenty of people.
Bye.
There are plenty of people
That's right.
who want to work with
Doesn't
condo.
matter if it's
That's
cheap.
right.
Maybe
Because
it's cheap
if I'm a
because-
contractor, I want to work with condo. Because if you don't pay me and I really do the job, it's so easy to
To
sue
lien.
you, the condo.
And lean.
Exactly. Lien, foreclosure. The other way around, that's when it's hard. So they have more leverage than you do when it comes to fixing your property. That's why,
In the contract is when you have leverage.
Yes.
That's what you gotta
So
take
yeah.
advantage
what,
of.
what's gonna happen with those penalty we have on the city?
oh,
We know about
you
that.
guys, what do you have? Like
Oh, yeah.
liens by the city and stuff?
We didn't
Fine.
finish.
Are you
Fine.
sure you wanna work for
No.
us?
Fines?
We didn't finish the 40 years
Certification. Yeah.
Like
Okay,
that.
guys, like again, we right now looking for something for simple package.
Okay.
Okay.
Simple package. We know I have a lot of case, and
Sure.
they are different. They
Sure.
from 10 years before, 5 years before, and all
Oh,
of them
wow.
is like if you're gonna be looking
You
for
got
it's
10-year-old
like-
cases?
Okay, yeah, some of them.
Really?
Yes. So
It'd be
Maybe
good
we
if
can
it-
start with the basic
exactly.
and
How
we
much
add
cost
in
now?
the future.
Yeah.
It's the
so-
more
Mike,
important,
Mike,
how
Mike.
much cost?
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we looking for? We're looking for proposal, which is you can give it to us.
Sure.
What is your service include? How many days and hours you can be here, and what kind of the like I don't know some simple things. Maybe we can have some hours open for public, so our owners can come to you and talk to you without.
I wouldn't
consultation.
recommend it, but sure. It's you guys.
Like again, we need your proposal.
What if I give them an advice that it's not favorable to the board, you know? I don't know. I don't know
But I
if,
thought you worked for the association, not with the board.
for the board, which represents the association.
Correct.
You guys are elected by them, but if you want open house for them, asking about the condo, that's fine too.
Well,
Yeah, but maybe the people
This
start
is-
to come and it's
No,
many
this
hours
is the
and
conflict
then
of the interest. Don't forget,
Exactly.
he is representative association.
Yeah.
If the owners want to sue the association, he will be defend.
I cannot
Yeah,
advise
you
them.
cannot.
Exactly.
It happened to me, by the way, it happened to me
Conflict
in
of
Royal,
interest.
it happened to
Yes.
me in Royal Bahamian.
yeah.
You know who, Emily?
Yeah.
She called me. There's a lady who lives there, and she called me and she wanted me to advise her on what are her rights as a unit owner against the condo.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're gonna do that.
And
I
this is the
can't.
conflict of
I
interest.
couldn't. I said,
Exactly.
Emily, I know what they are, but I cannot tell you. So that's where, like the open door, you know, it can
Open
cross.
Pandora.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And let's just face it, you know, if
Yes,
all of
well.
a sudden they start pouring in and, you know, you end up paying for the bill, and what if they start asking questions that are not even related to condo just by me saying, no, I can, or whatever, you know. So I cannot advise against it, but if you guys want to, I'll do
Okay,
it.
let me ask you another
Yeah.
question. Royal Bahamian, this is our neighbors.
Yes,
Just imagine, don't ask me question, don't ask anything. Just
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
We're gonna create something with them, which is will be maybe one entrance or whatever, something.
yeah.
And this is will be not against the interest. You are representative of one association, and you are
Yeah, I
representative-
couldn't help you with that unless you do like some comprehensive conflict of interest waiver. If say there's a dispute between Royal Bahamian and here,
you cannot get involved because you're
I should,
representing
yeah.
both.
The Florida bar has like, they have rules.
The
You-
Chinese wall,
But
that's what they call it?
Yeah, but
One second.
exactly. But
I'm gonna
I
explain
What do you
after,
mean?
I'm gonna explain after.
yeah, but
I'm gonna explain after.
yeah.
This is just an interview.
It's just
It's
an
not-
interview.
yeah.
I
It's a
know where you're
hypothetical.
going
It's a
already.
hypothetical, I guess, maybe. So
I told you.
right. So I could do a general advice with a signed waiver from you and from Royal Bahamian from you. Saying that I can advise as to these things, but if it's some kind of complex issue, common entrance or whatever, which may benefit Royal and not benefit you, or benefit you and not benefit
Exactly.
Royal, I wouldn't want to be involved, you know. And I'm assuming that's not going to be what we're going to be dealing with, but I mean that's
It might come across.
yeah. If it comes across, we would talk about it. I would definitely talk about it with you guys, but as far as any definite legal advice, you know, I don't know. I think it would be healthier for me. to
For Royal Bahamian too, you cannot represent Royal Bahamian and.
yeah, against exactly.
No, For the
if,
both
if,
sides
if
the
I
same.
become the attorney for Buckley, and Roll Bahamian somehow feels that they need to sue Buckley Condo,
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, here's a number of another lawyer. You know, don't involve me in same thing for you guys. But I mean, I did it have happen. I don't know.
No.
I think Buckley owns
Yeah.
half of the lake. No, don't you
Yeah.
guys own half of the
Yeah.
lake?
Yeah, but I mean, someone will be on the lake and someone will be catch some from the bucket towers, and he's gonna be sued in bucket towers, and you represented
Yeah,
bucket
yeah,
towers.
yeah.
That's why I asked.
Yeah. So under
You
this
have
wild
the-
hypothetical, you know, I couldn't, you know, I wouldn't step in. I wouldn't dip my hands in that.
They will be a separate lawyer, either for Royal or for Buckley.
But did it ever happen? Was there any?
No, it's just a
Okay.
sample.
I don't know.
Right? It's just
No,
a
no.
sample. It's
Just
the
a
same
question
like-
that
Nobody
they're,
told me.
It's just the
they're
same
concerned
thing.
about conflict of interest.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And that's always a big no. It's always a
Exactly.
big
It's
red
the
flag.
same like if you are a lawyer on this building and
Wilshire.
someone put in the parking here and they damage here, so
Yeah.
Buckley sued this, and you are between
Yeah.
two buildings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
same
So
thing.
yeah.
That's what they were just
You
asking about
refer
conflict of
to
interest.
somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Um, so I understand, if I understand
Yeah.
correctly. So it could be a flat rate for your services for the community.
Yes. Yes.
However, if there is something like a case against insurance company or
Yeah, that
against
wouldn't be- that-
anyone, that's a different
That wouldn't be
charges.
covered. Yes. Because
That's additional charge.
Yes, because you know the flat rate agreement would cover certain aspects. I'd say the most common aspects: the collection, the demand letters, foreclosures, all that stuff. That can be covered. Contracts, review, all that stuff.
Mhm.
We can cover all that in flat fee.
Okay.
If you have this extensive litigation between insurance company and Buckley, those usually are humongous, and that would not be covered. And most likely, you know, if it was me, I would bring in another counsel to work on it. But yes, good question.
Okay, then another question, you said a flat fee better than kind of.
Sometimes, yeah, not always. Sometimes.
By part. If you don't
You want
want,
to
if
stop
you
them?
can say it right now, a range of charges for flat fee.
I know. I would want to see like how many active cases you have. You know,
Okay.
it can be
They don't know
It can be from, I don't know, $1,000 a month to
They're using,
I don't know, 5,000. I don't think you would be in a 5,000 because I don't know how many active cases you have.
Mhm.
And remember, it's always subject to renegotiation. Let's just say right now you have, I'm gonna make it up, 20 cases, you know, that you want to handle, and we come to an agreement of, and I'm making it up, $3,500 a month, right? And then over the next year and a half or 2 years, your delinquency is brought to minimum, and you have like one case and nothing else. You say, hey, listen, you won't pay. I say, sure, let's. Because remember, your contract with your lawyer, whether it's me or Katzman,
Mhm.
it's always subject to renegotiation.
Yeah.
You can always come to me and say, I don't like you anymore. Go. And I said, fine. Because I cannot, it's not like a cell phone contract. I signed you up for 1 year, 5 years, so you have to use me now. It's against public policy.
month to month.
Month to month, day to day. Day to day. So even if I made you sign a contract, you have to use me for the next 10 years and nobody else. The next day you can say, you know what, get out. And I said, there's nothing I can do. Nothing. It's against public policy. You know, I'm
Oh,
not,
that's interesting.
I'm
That's
not
very
a,
interesting.
yeah, I'm not a cell phone company. I'm not, it's not like a landlord-tenant where you have to stay for a year. Not with a lawyer. Lawyer, it does not exist in the state of Florida. You can't.
Okay, what is your charges if you file suit case against like insurance company?
litigations.
Okay,
Litigation,
okay,
yes.
right. So if it's like a complex litigation case, like insurance company, ooh. So there's a cost. So I usually charge like anywhere between $500 to $1,000 for cost, filing the lawsuit, service of process, and all that stuff. And if it's a big case, if it's for an existing client like you guys, I mean it's probably. If it's
Depend
a
upon how long it take.
that I cannot tell.
Yeah.
No one can.
But maybe
No,
we can
okay.
negotiate in the time we have the
Yeah.
situation.
Because remember, let's just say the big case comes and you say, hey, we want you to handle it or somebody else. You give us a proposal. I say, okay, we're going to be suing citizens.
It can go by percentage or not.
It could be. It depends what it is.
Contingency.
It could be. It could be. Yes. It could be. So exactly, it can be a contingency where you go for percentage, or if you guys have like a $3 or $4 million damages, you know they're gonna fight it.